As that kicks into gear, a little sometimes a little banner jumps up on your screen. You have to click to clear it off, and we'll get going. So we always begin sitting at the front edge of your chair, which allows us to cultivate those important principles of central upright, that middle pillar in your body. And just as time goes on, it's sort of a slow creeping slouch that happens to the human body, mainly because of the forces of gravity and also how the Taoists say the front of the body closes and opens. So a healthy body can open and close, fold and unfold, right? And the back of the body never closes. So that's why when people are aging, you don't see people walking around like this when they're in their 80s, but you do see them walking around like this crumpling forward, because the front of the body has that capacity to close and open. So just the gesture of sitting on your chair, tipping your pelvis a little forward, lengthening up through the crown of the head, finding that central upright, and comfortably relaxing the shoulders. We don't necessarily want to pull the shoulders back and hold them there, but a lot of times they're slouched forward. So we draw them back a little bit and slide them down and hang through the elbows heavy and sunken. And that gesture, very important. And then we want to relax. We want to let go of wherever we're holding. And let's use our breathing for more than just oxygen and CO2 exchange. Let's use that breathing to help the health of the respiratory muscles and structure. So take your next breath in through your nose and really fill up, sort of like a balloon filling. Hold full. Feel a stretching open from the inside. And then when you're ready, exhale and let that breath, like out of a balloon, seep the air out. All the way empty. Feel everything settle and close. And then inhale again. Feel everything open and expand and fill. And then with the exhale, everything softens and melts and releases. And continue that breathing. So as important as breath is at the chemical level, right? Because without breath, we die. So it's pretty important. But just underneath that in importance is the movement that breath induces, that good quality breath induces. Because the body relies upon this expand and compress to do various functions like lymphatic flow, for massaging of the organs, for postural freedom of the spine, right? So if our breath is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and getting less and less robust, it creates a whole litany of problems beyond just oxygen CO2. So that's why we always start with this, and that's why even if all you did for the day, if you didn't have time for anything else, and you just sat upright and really did that breathing, really took it to that edge, that's all you'd need to do, and it would count as a very well-spent practice. Of course, doing more is also a good idea. So let's just take 5, 6 more of these. If you're watching this on the recording, feel free to pause it here and do 3 minutes, 5 minutes of breathing. before coming back to the exercise. Important to go in through the nose. Totally fine to go out through the nose or the mouth. Take that 5 more times. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One. Now we add movement. Slide the hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest up, chin up. Inhale. Hold that shape, hold that breath. And then with the exhale, slide the hands forward past the knees, hollow the chest, round the back, drop the head, hold that shape. Then do it again. Inhaling, sliding hands, elbows, shoulder blades back. Hold. And exhale. Hold. Inhale. Go for it. Really make that shape change. Get your head up. Get your chin up. All the way arch. And then shape change again. Hands forward. Hollow the chest. Round the back. We want distinct change in the shape and alignment of all the parts in the body. The body relies upon this type of exercise. The lymphatic system relies upon it. The function of the brain, nervous system, and body rely upon us taking time to move in and through all these shapes and pathways. One more. Inhale, arching. Hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest up. Look up. Remember, your head's got to go up there, James. Yeah, all the way back. And now settle to neutral. Settle right into the middle position. Inhale here, feeling that length up through the crown, the zhongzheng, the central pillar. And then left hand forward, right hand and elbow back. Turn your shoulders, turn your head, look behind you. Inhale back to center. So we got to come back to this neutral, and then we go the other way. Right hand forward, left hand and elbow back. Turn the shoulders, turn the head. Inhale back to center. Exhale, turn. Hold that twist. Hold that shape. Then inhale back to center. Exhale, turn the other way. So again, don't worry about rushing to keep up with me. Once you understand the movement, then you just go at your own pace. Because all we're doing is trying to clean, we're just trying to clean the gears, trying to clean the spinal joints, get that twisting through all the tissue, and also light up the brain in its ability to control the movement, to command the movement. So we're tuning up the nervous system and brain, as well as cleaning off the gunk and residue in the mechanisms of the body. And back to center. Hang your arms loose. Make sure, again, you have that tall quality through the crown. Shift the weight to the right buttock. Lean. Left wrist lifts up. Left foot empty. And just teeter-totter to the side. And then align, recenter the body, and then other side. Shift the weight to the left buttock, reach the left arm down, right wrist floats up, right foot empty, lean. Inhaling center, exhale lean. Inhale center, exhale lean. And same idea, each of us has our own pace, right? So you don't have to keep up with me. Once you learn the exercise, it's just to the right and to the left. Go at your own rhythm. Go at your own pace. You might hang out here for a little bit longer. Maybe it takes you a little longer to come back to center. This wrist floats up. This one goes down. And then we're back to center. And then we always do the scapular range of motion. It's because this area of the body is the most complicated set of mechanisms in the body. The scapula have all these little ridges on them, and then there's muscles attaching all over, attaching into the spine and out to the arms. So we always got to do these scapula, because if they're stuck or off or collapsed, they create problems in a lot of different directions. So we got to tune them up. So again, remembering that it's up and down, as well as back, neutral, and forward. That's the one that people usually don't have the access to, is this forward shape. Now we want to go forward and up, back and down, and then neutral. Then we want to go forward and up, back and down, neutral. And remember the importance of shape change. When I go here, there's a hollowing and a rounding. Lift up. When you go back with the shoulder blades, there's a lift of the chest and a sort of arching. And then there's a neutral. And then a forward hollowing lift. And then back and down. Neutral. Forward, up, over, back, down. 2 more. Reverse, back, up, forward, down. Remember, neutral. Back first, up, forward, down, neutral. Back, up, forward, down. 2 more. And done. Now, scoot back on your chair a little bit. Right knee lift, right foot flex, bring the right leg up and in, and then push. Load, set it down. Other leg. Load, push, load, down. Other leg. Load, push, load, down. Other leg. Load, push, load, down. Load, push, load. 1 more. Now foot and ankle, straighten the leg. We go point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. And then tilt the foot in, out, inversion and eversion. And then we circle, circle. Reverse circle. Down. Other leg, point and flex. and then tilt in, out. Circle. And reverse circle. And down. Scoot all the way to the front edge of your chair one more time. Again, this is our minimum tune-up before we stand up and do some more complicated Tai Chi. So just this little set that we've done, just a great thing to go to. Step your feet a little wider, lift the toes. We got to get the internal rotation and external rotation. Internal, and really feel the junction where the leg plugs into the pelvis. A very, very important junction that we can't have too tight and stuck, and we can't have it too collapsed and weak. It has to have this mobility and integrity. Back to neutral. Now, feet hip distance, arms hang loose, right? We did our shoulder movements so that ideally our arms are able to hang and we're able to empty up here. Slide your feet back a little bit, folding. Let's just fold and sit upright a couple of times, but notice where my arms are. So when I fold, my back is staying pretty much straight, in good alignment, but my arms are not held on and stuck. So you got to find this ability to have loose arms, but stable torso. So I've noticed that a lot with all my private client work and classes, is that a lot of times people are either totally sloppy with the spine and arms or totally rigid with the spine and arms. But we have to have this balance of the torso keeps its integrity, but the shoulders are loose and free. So fold, let them be hanging loose. Sit upright, let them hang loose. Tip back, let them hang loose. Now let's stand up by folding forward, arms hang loose, go forward a little bit, and then just push through the earth. So again, the arms, by them hanging loose, they come right into this perfect alignment with the body. We don't have to hold them or grab in the shoulders. We just hang loose. So that when the hips go back, here, the arms hang loose. And then when we fold at the hips and sit the buttocks, the arms hang loose. And then when we sit back, they hang loose. Again, forward and up. Fold, sink. Because again, this habit to grab on and tighten here, we think it's helping us get up, but it's not. It's keeping us less grounded and making us top heavy. So see if you can just get that sensation of empty and light as you stand and sit. One more. Now, don't sit in the chair. Let's get this range of motion. So we sink. Don't sit in your chair, but fold and see if you can dangle your fingertips down even to the floor, possibly. And then all the way up to standing tall. And then hips forward, arms hanging loose. Right, so my hips have gone that way. And then neutral. And then fold, sink. Push through the earth to rise up and get that pelvis forward. Just remember, we're training our hydraulic power system by being loose and then putting ourselves through these movement challenges, but doing them only in the relaxed state. Now the next one, stay standing in the middle and tip a little bit toward your toes. And just notice when I tip to my toes, I'm not bending at my hips. I'm just tipping a little, and then middle, and then be very safe with this one where you tip a little bit to the heels. Just kind of flirt with disaster a little bit, and then back to the middle. And forward, back. Now what we add to this movement with these light and relaxed arms is rock forward and float your hands forward. But notice my hands didn't go up. So I didn't lift them with tension. I lengthen them with softness. And then rock back a little bit to your heels and just float your light, relaxed arms behind you. And then go to your toes, hands forward but not up, and then back. One more. Back. Now, stay a little bit in the heels, open and lift. Chest height. Toes. Sweep the hands around, palms face up. Go to your heels, soften your elbows and come back as if bringing in the mouth. The hands trace down the front of the body as you settle to the middle of your feet. Now, hips go back, elbows flare forward, and then we sit the buttocks and release the arms completely down. Totally let them go. And then push through the earth and rise up to standing. And then release everything soft down to the earth. And let's do that again. Rock back, open, lift. Rock forward, sweep around, palms face up. Rock back, this folding in of the arms, the hands as if bringing something in the mouth and down the front of the body. Hands to the belly. Then the hips go back, the elbows flare forward, sit the buttocks, and release. Push through the earth, rise to stand. Again, rock back, open, lift, rock forward, sweep around, gather, rock back, bringing in the upper, settle to the middle, hollow the front, broadening open the back, and sit and release. Back to stand. 2 more times. So stay with me. Open and lift. That's the first gesture. Rock forward, close, reach. That's the second gesture. Rock back, bring in and down. Third gesture. Fourth, elbows forward, hips back, sit and release the arms. Then stand back up. Last time. Rock, open, lift. Rock forward, sweep around. Rock back, bringing in and down. And then sink and release. Back to standing. All the way up. And then we close by going wing, roll, fold, settle down to the belly, hands cross, and down alongside you. Now, Tai Chi, Yang style Tai Chi basics. Rising hands, right? So loose, relaxed. You don't have to move your chair. You don't have to do anything at all. You can just stay. Everything that I'm doing is just to make it so I can show you things, right? So float up in front, the wrists very relaxed. then change the shape, sweep down, all the way behind you. Then the hands change their shape again and rise up. So this is a shape, a position. And then it changes shape, then changes position. Changes shape, rise, change, down. Excellent. Again, change, rise, change. Nice, Marjan. Beautiful. Down. Now, scoop hands right in front. Open in this rounded, loose shape. Then the same thing. Change that shape. Then sweep down. Change the shape. Go up while in this rounded quality here. And then change. The shoulders sink, the arms sink, the forearms, wrists, and then down. And then change to this rounded quality, a sort of cradle shape as we go up. And then shoulders sink, arms, forearms, wrists, and wing. Now here, roll, palms up, fold, settle, or sink down through that space. And we're going to repeat that a couple of times. Make sure you completely let go of the arms at the bottom. And so that on this round, you have even less effort involved. So you're really just kind of levitating your limbs through the movements, training your brain and body to have this wide open, clear internet connection. Wing, roll, fold. So the emphasis in Tai Chi practice is smooth. So James, you're stuck. You're stuck. Bring your hands down. Right? You got stuck up here when we were all down here, right? Now, backs of hands touch or get very close to each other. Up. Now, turn your palms to face forward and out over top. Down. Backs of hands face each other. Bring up. Turn your palms to face forward. Down. One more. Remember, the emphasis is smooth. Now, one of each. We go wings. Now, right hand roll and fold as left hand sweeps under together at the same time, high and low, and then they come to meet each other at the middle. So actually bring the palms almost to touch, or even they can touch, and then separate them back to the top and bottom, and then we go around way out to the wings. So if you didn't get here, you cut the circle short. Turn your left palm up, right palm down. And then here you go around the circle. Make sure your right arm didn't fall asleep there. Bring it under. So we got top and bottom. Bring your right arm all the way under there, James. And then together, touch palms. Maybe it's my internet that's throwing it off. Yeah, okay, sorry, maybe I was stuck. So separate and then go around. And then under and over, like magnets coming to attract. And then separate and go around. One more. Both hands down. Scoop. Pull elbows back, turn the palms over, and push. Full extend. Then wrap the hands around and draw. Push. Full extend. Wrap the hands around, draw. All the way back. Elbows get a little behind you. Push. Draw. Turn the hands. Push. Draw. Just the left hand. Turn it and push. Turn the left hand to face the body. Right hand ready to push. And we go push and draw. Then turn the right hand to face the body. Left hand turn and push. Draw. So a key thing here is the hands. Change their orientation. So turn left hand to face your body. Right hand has to turn over and face forward. Then it's ready to push and draw. And then the hands have to change. Right hand turns to face the body. Left hand turns over ready to push. Then it's push and draw. And reorient the hands. Push, draw. Reorient, push, draw. Push and draw. Push. Push and draw. Now both hands back, down, and release. Now we got two legs. Change the weight to that right leg and change the weight to that left leg, moving from your middle. The belly button is a great representation of our middle. Shift. Arms hanging. Shift to your right leg, stay in your right leg, and turn. Turn a little bit. Float the hands over to the right, both of them. Now, shift to the left leg. Turn from the belly, and then sweep the hands across. Now, shift to the right leg. Turn from the belly, sweep the hands across. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Start to pay a little more attention to each hand. Turn the palms so they're both facing that way. So it's brush knee and sweep, right? And then the hands turn around. So that's another demand on the brain and body network, is that you're having to track a specific position of the hands. They're not just sort of lifelessly in space. Now you're attending to very specific orientation. Shift and turn. Shift and turn. Bear washing its paws in the stream. Now, the bear swats the jumping fish. Left arm floats up. Right hand still over on the left side of the body. Shift, turn, brush knee, swat the fish. Then left hand goes down, right arm floats up. Shift, turn, brush, swat. The arms change. Right hand down, left hand up. Shift and turn, brush and swat. Change. Shift, turn, brush, swat. Change. When I say change, I mean change the hands. Change the hands. So what was high goes low, what was low goes high. James, switch your hands. Change your arm position. There you go. And then shift and turn. So as you finish this over here, then it's change. The arms got to change. One goes down, one goes up. Very good. Shift and turn, brush, swap, change. Shift and turn, brush, swap. Let's go for a little higher jumping fish, meaning you reach with that top arm, reach, and then it comes down as the other comes up. Reach, down, reach, down. Left arm, reach. Now, stay in your right leg. Bring your left hand down, right arm, wing, roll, fold. So now we're all loaded up. Again, look at my left, look at this arm, your left hand. It can't just be lifelessly here, it's here. Then we're shift, turn, brush, push. Then they got to change. So the right hand dips down into the water, left arm, roll, fold. Now we're loaded up, shift and turn, brush and push. Left hand down, right arm, wing, roll, fold. So James, right here, drop that left hand, fold that right arm. Fold, right here. Yeah, and look at this hand. So again, yours is already over here. It's got to be here so that it's got somewhere to go, right? If it's already over here, it's got nowhere to go. But if it's here, it can brush knee, and this can push. Push. Push your right arm. Push. Straight. Now, right hand goes down, left arm wing, roll, fold. Shift, turn, brush, push. Left hand down, right arm wing, roll, fold. Shift, turn, brush, push. Wing, roll, fold. You got to change. You got to do the arm change, right? Because if you're just stuck, right, try to pick up on there's a sort of pattern. So James, you're stuck here. Down. What is high goes low. This goes down. All the way down. Down, 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 down. There you go. And this has to come up and fold into position. So now keep track of the fact that this is low and this is high. And then they got to change. Yeah, exactly right. So it's like the brain is stuck, and we're breaking that stuck quality. So what was high goes low, what was low goes high. Beautiful. That's exactly right. Shift and turn, brush, push. One more each way. So try to think of it like you're uncorking, you're unblocking. So James, you forgot to do the switch. So you're over here and then you just came back like that. You forgot to switch, right? Each time you gotta switch, switch, and back to center, loose and relax. So it's like these dams and blockages that when you practice Tai Chi, you're unblocking and there's flow. So what we experience is these places of dead ends and blocks and feeling stuck, but have the idea that, okay, you're polishing that through and getting less and less stuck. Now, put all your weight in your left leg, turn your right foot out 5 degrees, change the weight into that right leg and sit through the right leg. Make sure when you do this, the tail goes down rather than the tail goes back like that. So sinking down into that leg, and put your left toes out in front, touch. Let's just do the leg movement here a couple of times. Bring the left foot back, heels touch, toes turned out. Change, 100%, weight, 0. Touch the toe in front. Bring this foot back, heels touch, toes turned out. Change. toe touch. Bring it back. Change. Touch. Bring it back. Change. So that's the lower half of the golden rooster standing on one leg. Let's add the upper body. So put all your weight in your left leg, right foot, toe out. This front foot, bend that elbow, point the fingers to the sky. And then this hand softly resting like your fingers are just on top of the water. So we've got this shape, this position. Now bring your right foot back just like we practiced, and then change the weight. As you change the weight, right hand down, left elbow bend, left toes touch in front. Touch. Bring that foot back. Change the weight. Hands change. What was low goes high, what's high goes low, and this foot was full is now empty. Bring the right foot back. All together, put the weight in your right leg, change the hands, toe out. Bring the left foot back, then change the weight to the left leg, change the hands and the foot. Bring the right foot back, change, golden rooster. Left foot back, change, golden rooster. Right foot back, change. And now stay here where you got all your weight in one leg, the other foot is empty, hands are like so. Disconnect the foot from the ground and put the toe back down. That's level 1 challenge of just lift the toe and touch it back down. Lift, touch. Level 2 would be toe disconnect, little bit of a bend to the knee and then back down. Little bend, down. Little bend, down. And level 3, of course, if you could do this, you might be able to do this. But it's got to be slow because every time we pull on the body, we put ourselves at risk. So slow, control. Now let's switch sides. So bring that left foot back. Change the weight to your left leg. Left hand down. Right hand up. Right toes in front. Level 1 challenge is just disconnect the foot and back down. Disconnect. Down. If that's feeling okay, you can little bend to the knee. Down. Little bend. Down. And then possibly slow. And let's wash our paws. Wash. Wash. So let's start back at the top of the bear progression and go through that one more time. So hopefully now it'll feel a little more familiar, a little less stuck. Try to relax and go with the flow. Because these movements, they look complex until you get out of the way, and then they're just really natural. They're just like how some grass in a river just kind of goes with the flow. So just have that quality. The bear washing paws. Now the bear swats the jumping fish. So lift an arm. You got one down low, one up high. And then they got to switch. What was high goes low. What was low has got to go high. James, you forgot to bring that. Yeah, exactly. So what you'll experience is that there's just parts of our body that we forget about. We lose contact with. And Tai Chi is asking us to stay attentive, stay present in both hands, stay present in both legs. So James, look at your arms here. Bring your left hand down, right arm up. Come across. So just stay present, stay present, stay present, stay present. Don't lose track. Just change. Right? So don't get stuck right there. Don't get stuck. Change. Change. Yeah. Shift and turn. And then don't get stuck here. Change. And then shift and turn. So breaking through that stuck quality. Don't forget. Yep, there you go. So the mind gets disconnected, sort of unplugs from the body. We're trying to plug it back in through slow movement, emphasizing relaxation. Let's go for the high jumping fish. So reach as high as you can and as low as you can. And then they change. And then you got to change. You got to change the arms, James. You got to change the arms, James. Change. And then change again. So the demand is, no, you're not allowed to get stuck. It's breaking that up. And it's really our mind that we're training. Now, stay on your right leg, left hand down, wing, roll, fold. Shift and turn, brush knee, and push. But now they got to change. So the right hand goes down, the left arm, wing, roll, fold. And then we're ready to go. Shift and turn, brush knee, and push. Don't let the left arm get stuck. Push, James. Push the left arm. Left arm down, right arm up. Roll, fold. We're all loaded up. This is a loaded weapon, and then we're ready to unleash, and don't get stuck. Release. And reload. And then shift and turn, and release. Uncork, unblock, and then reload. Very good. Now, pause here. Let's go for that golden rooster. Turn your right foot out. Put all your weight in your right leg. Right hand down. Left hand up. Left toes out in front. This shape here. Bring the left foot back. Then change the weight. Left hand down, right hand up. So they got to change. And the right foot goes in front. Bring the right foot back. Change the weight, and the right hand down, the left hand up, and the left foot empty. Change. This one's very demanding because it's three things changing. Bring the foot back. Change. And the foot. Bring the foot back and change. Now, challenge your balance. Foot, disconnect. Knee lift. Or fold. Switch. Down. Change. Disconnect foot. Lift and down. Small lift or bigger lift. And then let's add to this, change each time to your most challenging variation. Change, lift, down, change, change. One more. Wash your palms. Brush. So this is sort of like a basic. This is a home base. Shift and turn. Now, stay in your right leg. Left hand sweep. Turns into vapor and rises up. We got a cloud and a lake. Shift and turn. Cloud, lake. The cloud rains down. The lake vapors up. So we got to change. And then it's shift, turn. Cloud, lake, rain, vapor, shift, turn, cloud, lake, rain and vapor, shift, turn, cloud, lake, rain and vapor, shift, turn, cloud, lake. this flow. Yin to yang, yang to yin, meaning empty to full and then full back to empty. High to low and then low back to high. So it's just changing, not stuck, free, fluid, spacious. Everybody needs this quality. But the Parkinson's, my experience with the Parkinson's folks, that's exactly where you need to focus, is you can just focus on getting this and keeping this uncorked, unblocked, fluid, soft quality, then your function is at its highest. And wash. Set. Drop your arms, let them hang. Put all your weight in your left leg, turn your right foot out 5 degrees. Put all your weight in your right leg. Now step your left foot in front. This time, the whole foot on the ground. So all this stance needs to be correct is it needs a little bit of width and then some length, meaning you stepped forward. What you don't want is the foot to be on a single line. So try to get to where you have some left to right space. Now shift 70% into this leg and then shift 100% back into this leg. Try to keep your feet, both of them, sealed to the ground like they're magnets. Shift 70% and then back 30%. 70. If you come to the Monday class, you know that concept of the primary direction is down. So when we're shifting forward and back, we're really just going down through the leg that's in front and down through the leg that's in back. And that moves this torso forward without us leaning forward and backwards without us leaning back. We want to keep our central equilibrium. Now let's switch the feet. So bring your left foot back, heels touching, toes turned out. Change the weight. 100% here. This leg is empty, so we go width and length. Then 70, meaning 30, so 70, 30, and then 100, 70, 30. 100. Feet sealed to the ground, so we're not coming up out of the heel, we're not leaning forward, we're staying relaxed and just having this pliable leg situation, an open hip situation. And switch again, bring the foot back, change, get some width and some length. Load the arms for a push. Turn your palms forward. Shift 70, 30 and push. So if I turn sideways, you can see it's got this flood forward and then this full extension, but I don't lean this way. So keep that vertical and exert that power, that fluid power forward. Then turn the hands to face your body and change the weight down through your back leg, right? And bring everything back and down to the earth. Reload, turn the hands over, and 70, 30, pull. Turn the hands. 100, 0, draw back. Turn the hands. 70, 30, pull. So this movement, one of its benefits, of course, is this is how, if you want to push a door open that's a little bit heavy, rather than tightening and pushing, if we relax and we recruit the whole fluid body, we can generate that force to push that item across the room or push that big heavy door open or whatever it is. So we want to be relaxed and unified and then push without tension. That's the external value. The internal value, let's go ahead and switch. Step your left foot back, right foot forward, turn the hands and push. Think of it like we're decompartmentalizing, we're unlocking all the little channels so that from the earth through the feet, legs, hips, torso, shoulders, arms, hands, we eventually feel one fluid, unimpeded, unhindered, right? So this fluid quality, right? That's what we're trying to get. Are you with me, James? You follow? So get your feet set up. Got your feet set up. This foot back, this foot in front. Shift, push, shift, draw. And try to get to where when I'm talking, you just let it kind of wash in through the ear and you stay with the exercise. Don't let it distract. Shift, draw, shift, draw. Change again. Back, shift, step. This is empty, but it's ready for us. And then we shift and push, shift and draw. Push, all the way like a wave, getting all the way to the edge, and then like a wave coming back to the ocean. Shift and push. So James, notice what I'm doing here. It's more than just arms going like this. It's shift and flood and all the way, all the way, all the way. Then it's shift back and drawing in all the way back. And then shift and pull. Shift and draw. Shift and pull. Shift and draw. Switch again. Switch your feet. Step back, other foot steps forward, right? I'll turn sideways again so you can see that it's a whole liquid body thing. And those of you doing it right, you can feel this sort of unbuckling that happens, right? Because the body's sort of buckled and stuck together. But as you loosen up those relationships, there's this polishing out of barnacles, little adhesions, little glue spots. And then finally, all the way back, release the arms and close with 3 of those. Rock back, open and lift. Rock forward, sweep around. Rock back, bringing in. Settling to the middle, hips back, sit the buttocks, release the arms, back to standing, all the way back to standing. 2 more, rock back, open and lift, rock forward, sweep around, close, rock back, bringing in and down. Hollow. Last one. Rock back, open, lift. Rock forward, sweep around. Rock back, bringing in. Settle. And finally, wing. Roll, fold, settle to the middle, to the belly, to the reservoir, and then seal the practice, the center of your palm on top of your belly button, other hand on top. And then the sort of cork in the barrel there. Then we close by going one hand and folding this hand over, creates a little yin-yang symbol. And thank you, everybody. Great job. If you have any thoughts or questions, feel free to unmute.
Thanks for your patience.
Yeah, stick with it.
Thank you.
Hopefully it's starting to make more sense to you, James. I can see it picking up, but the mind wanders, you know, not just yours. Everyone's mind, it kind of gets, what's the word? Distracted, right?
Yeah.
And it shows up in the body right away. So it's like when we're present, we can do all this stuff, but then the moment the mind goes away, the one part of the body gets lost, or we just get stuck in a shape or something. So it really is, Tai Chi forces us to encounter and face all these little places where the wiring is a little off, or the habits have taken over. And so we're, you know, the more you practice it, the more you break through that, and then you get to this state of, wow, hey, function, soft, pliable, and functional. So it just requires time spent to get some of these benefits. Yeah. All righty. Thanks, everybody.
Thank
you. Bye, Marjan. Great job.
you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye, Renee.